Epic animal repellents. Epic repellents.
Okay, change on the agenda. We're gonna take out that, second executive session. And, add tax rate discussion under new business and remove, our RPC municipal request for tier 1B designation. Does anybody else have any alteration?
Move that.
Yeah, please. And then we're gonna add tax discussion under new business. Okay, second executive.
Yep.
All right, anybody else have any, thank you. Okay.
Like motion accept the advice.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, anything on select board minutes, June 18th, and liquor board minutes of June 18th? Commission of June 18th.
Nope.
And do you want
Back reading.
Back one up.
Dave, I'm just gonna, and then if you have something.
What's that?
I'm needing to mute you because it's feeding back.
Oh, that's fine.
You can just unmute.
Volume down?
But I think it bleeds.
Yeah, it's
through.
bleeding through,
to,
but he can unmute if.
Yeah,
all right, we have a lot of things to get through, and I know your town manager's report will be in the Brandon Pittsburgh Recorder and online. So are there any highlights though, instead of kind of going through it all?
No, I'm still waiting on the greater hours. The newsletter's been delayed. It's almost ready to go to the printers. It's not on this list, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I got delayed with all of the community concerns I've been handling, so.
okay.
It should hopefully be ready to go to the printers tomorrow, so it'll come out in mid-July instead of this week.
Okay. All right, thank you. And does anybody have any questions for Ann on anything on that list?
nope.
Any select board member remarks?
Good.
I'll just announce that we did offer and read the town manager's position. We're just waiting for the contract from our attorney. Just so everyone knows that. Okay, public comments?
Yeah, so as everybody knows, my name is Red Charbonneau. I'm a resident of Pittsburgh here, and I came to the meeting tonight because I have a few concerns about the rec department and the rec director. Few things, it all started with me, I look back to my emails, 2024, in February, January, she had reached out looking for sponsorships for the T-ball and the softball teams in the rec department. And me as a business owner, I've been sponsoring Pittsburgh Rec spring sports, Mike's with Randy, up through whatever they needed for 20+ years, longer than my daughters have been alive. So it's not like I'm just sponsoring just because my daughters are playing ball. I'm doing it for the community. And I feel there's no better advertisement than 15 kids running around with their logo on your shirt, you know, wearing it all the time. So anyways, we reached out, me and my wife, to Liz, and said that we were interested in sponsoring like we'd always done, you know, and she said, no problem. So as the season got close, I get a phone call from her during maple season saying that, sorry to say, we do not need your sponsorship. And I said, really? I said, what's the issue? I said, you were advertising on Facebook, on the rec department Facebook site, that you were looking for sponsors. Well, I asked for too many sponsors and not enough kids have turned out, and we don't have the teams. And I said, okay, so you have plenty of sponsors, you know, people that want to donate $250. How did you decide who gets to be sponsored? Well, I think it's time that we have new sponsors in the rec department. And I said, what? And I said, so explain to me, how do you pick? She said, well, this is the way I'm gonna do it to be fair. Whoever's check came in first before the deadline, they're gonna be my key sponsors. And I said, absolutely not. I said, I'm gonna hang up right now and call Rob Ketchum. So I got off, called Rob right up, explained my situation to Rob. I said, here's the deal, Rob. I said, and he knew, you know, Randy Adams, Jen Pop, everybody knows it's a shoe-in that I'm gonna donate, you know, $250 every spring, you know, to help out with the rec department, something I enjoy doing. So Rob talked to a few of the other members of the rec board, and nobody was aware that the rec director was running the sponsorship program this way. And my feeling is, right, is maybe I'm wrong, but I did work at Keystone and I understand printing. Every year, a new sponsor gives you $250. You have to come up with new screens, new print and everything. So of your $250, I explained to Liz, with a new sponsor, the town's actually, the rec department's losing money. Because when you have Red Charbonneau's, you know, Maple Leaf softball logo for 5 years, Mitchell's or Winning Image, whoever, they just print it. But every year when you have to get a new sponsor, I'm assuming that they're charging to have screens made and everything done. And I explained that to Liz. So anyways, she must have got talked to a little bit, and she called and sent an apology saying, no problem, you know, we are gonna let you continue to sponsor. I said, okay, I will do it for this year and I'll think about doing it for next year. So I did it again this year. So last year, my oldest daughter worked at the rec summer program, and she worked under the rec director. And as I'm very well aware, there's no guaranteed hours when you sign up to work at the rec department in the summer. I understand that. There's no guaranteed hours. So my daughter, of course, being 15 and wanting a car and everything, last year, she took everybody's hours that she could, and she was getting between 30 and 40 hours and a decent paycheck. And she enjoyed the job and everything was good. So this spring, she signs up, and under the impression that there's no guarantee of hours, which we understand. So I don't know the exact dates because it's been a little bit, but they did a team building day like on a Wednesday or Thursday before the program started roughly 10 days ago. And when all the counselors got to the team building, the rec director explained that she had hired way too many counselors, that she had way too many employees for what was needed for this year. So she said to all of the employees, counselors, that, you know, everybody's gonna get 20 hours, you know, so that's okay. You know, my daughter comes home a little bit bummed, I'm only gonna get 20 hours. We're not doing it in long days. We're doing, her hours are gonna be 9 to 1, 5 days a week, which makes it hard to find something else to fill in the time or come to work for dad or whatever it might be to pay for car insurance and stuff, which whatever, it's fine. We knew this going in. So that was like on a Thursday. The following Tuesday, my daughter and 2 new employees, Liz comes in and says, well, everybody's hours, your 3 hours are getting cut back to 10 hours a week. And my daughter comes home and says, you know, how come we were 20 last Thursday, now we're Tuesday, it's 10. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I said, I don't know anything about it. So my oldest daughter goes the next day, and unbeknown to me, the rec director had talked to a couple of the senior counselors, and they explained to my daughter that my daughter was not going to be getting the hours because she doesn't follow directions. This is what Liz told her. She doesn't do well with the groups of kids, and she's just not a good worker. So, you know, I'm a little biased, but that was hard to swallow because my daughter does pretty well in school, is a pretty good athlete. So not a big deal. I was a little upset that, you know, counselors and the rec director is telling other counselors, and then they're telling these 3 girls, but I'm only here on my daughter's behalf, that you're down to 10 hours because you're a poor worker. So my daughter calls me and, I reached out to the rec director last Thursday, left her a message, please call. So she did call me back, Thursday or Friday morning, and, I called her. And, I explained my concerns. I said to her, I said, I don't know how my daughter worked for you 30, 40 hours last summer. And there was no issues. You never called her in. You never had a complaint about her. If she was a bad employee and you cut her hours and were saying she was a bad employee in 2 days of employment, why did you hire my daughter back? Why did you even bring my daughter back? You shouldn't have hired her. And I said, and second of all, I said, I want to discuss the fact that there is a couple counselors, and one of them is the same exact age as my daughter, who you were letting her keep her full 20 hours. And I said, I want an explanation of why this same age student or employee or counselor is getting the full 20 hours and this other girl is too, and my daughter and these other girls are only getting 10. I said, what's your reason? And Liz went right in and said, your daughter doesn't follow directions. Your daughter doesn't handle kids with groups of kids well. You know, you're pretty much, your daughter's a poor employee. And I said, well, in 2 days, you diagnosed this? You know what I mean? And she worked for you all last summer and there's never been a complaint. You've never called her in. You've never spoke to her. And I said, secondly, I said, I don't want to get into this, but I think there's a major conflict of interest of the two you're keeping. Well, that didn't set well. And she said to me, I don't want to be threatened and I don't want to be bullied. I said, I'm not threatening you and bullying you. I said, I'm calling you as a taxpayer and I want to know the reasonings why these 3 counselors are getting cut to 10 hours and there's others that are maintaining their hours that are the same age, same everything. And I said, I don't understand why this is. And I said to her, just so you know, I'm going to take this to the next level. And her comment was, I'm sure you are, just like you did last time. Well, long story short, okay, I come to find out, but one of the counselors that is keeping, that's the same exact age, that is keeping her full 20 hours was on vacation. She hasn't worked for the rec department yet. So how can you pick this one is a better counselor and this one isn't? And second of all, what are you going around telling other counselors the reason why you're cutting 3 employees' wages is because they're poor workers? You know, poor attitude, don't follow directions, this, that, whatever. So she got ugly with me and hung up. Didn't even let me, we couldn't even have an adult conversation. She just hung up on me. So long story short, I'm just here because, stuff like this gets swept under the carpet and I wanted to bring it to the select board's attention. I was unaware that the rec committee had been, completely dispersed. And there's a lot of rumors, going around. I mean, I was told that, the selectmen dismissed that. And I then found out that that's not really true. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm here just to let you guys know what's going on with the rec department. My daughter quit her job for the Pittsford rec department on Friday to take on a new job. One, because when you have people within your organization saying stuff about that. And secondly, because of her relationship with Liz. And third, who wants to work 10 hours a week? When you got to pay for car insurance and gas. And I just told her it doesn't make sense. So, that's why I'm here, is to just bring you guys up to speed. There's several other things, that I'm not gonna get into tonight, that other parents have reached out to me about the rec director, where she's dropped the ball, on things that haven't, that wouldn't have got dropped with previous rec directors, that's for sure. But long story short, I'm here just to let you guys know I'm not looking for, like I said, we're moving on. I will be done sponsoring the Pittsburgh rec, and having anything to do with the rec department moving forward.
Oh, well,
So-
sorry to hear that, yeah.
So, cause I just feel like this whole situation 2 years in a row is just, uncalled for and not necessary.
Well, I thank you for bringing that to our attention. And as the department head's direct supervisor will be.
Yep.
Who will address that.
Yep.
But I do appreciate you bringing that to us. So we can't get into a full
Yeah.
discussion about it, but does anyone have specific questions that they would like to ask?
Go ahead, when did you talk to Rob?
I talked to Rob,
Recently?
I talked to Rob recently. The reason being is, as a town taxpayer, I'm very disappointed that we don't have lifeguards. I'm very disappointed, and I spoke to one of our selectmen, and he doesn't know what a lifeguard gets paid, so I called Rob. And I said, what are we paying lifeguards? I said, what's their hourly rate? Because in my opinion, somebody that's trained saving lives is pretty good money. So when I called Rob, he's like, this is what they were getting paid through us, but he said, I stepped down. He said, I'm no longer involved, but if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out.
I have a question. Was your daughter lifeguard certified?
No, she
Oh.
wanted to
She
be,
was, but she.
but, when I
Any of the
stopped,
other three girls?
no,
None of them are?
no,
Okay.
because I had mentioned that to her,
I'm
that
gonna say,
that
'cause they're
would be a
looking
good
for,
fill-in.
yeah, I'm saying.
But,
Good.
like I said, I just wanted to know that when I saw the lifeguard thing on social media, I was like, what? We can't, I believe when Jen Pop was working here, we had 11 lifeguards.
Reg did contact me on the lifeguard situation.
Okay.
And brought it right up. He was concerned about not having lifeguards on the weekend, and I explained what was told us.
Yeah.
So I am the one he spoke to, and
Okay.
I didn't know if they'd be paid. I'm gonna make one comment if I can.
Sure.
Ally, right?
Mhm.
Ally's worked for us for 3 years,
Okay.
no problem.
Gotta be a reason.
She wouldn't be coming back. She's a very nice girl.
And I'm
So
not-
I gotta say, I've got an issue here somewhere, because that's not what we've ever seen, so.
And all I feel is that, last Thursday, the rec director sent my daughter a text. Are you sure you're okay with working 10 hours a week? It was almost like she was, wanting to have her be done, because that cuts, these three girls, if I can get rid of their 30 hours, then, and the way I look at it is, if she hired too many counselors, we just gotta stand up and, it is what it is, but you don't try to talk bad about people and get people to quit, you know what I mean? It's like me, if I order 6 yards of extra concrete, I gotta take it on the chin.
Yeah, you find somebody who needs it.
It's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
Did you have a?
No, it's just, since it's personnel, we can't really.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why if you have just
Yeah.
specific questions for Reg, but otherwise, no,
Yeah,
we're
just
not
like the
gonna,
questions.
yeah. So did
Yeah.
you have anything?
Other than
No.
that, no.
Dave, did you have anything?
He has to unmute.
Unmute yourself.
It's a little microphone.
There you go. Nope, we still can't hear you.
Unmute. There we go. No, I'm good. Reg has called me about all this, so, yeah, I know about it. So, I'm good. I don't have any questions at this time.
Okay. Ann?
Can I comment?
Yes.
So Liz reached out to me starting in February about lifeguards.
Yep.
We had 10 last year. Part of the problem was, of those 10, most of them are juniors and seniors in college. They've gone off
Yep.
to the real world and been adults. We put articles in 4 different papers. We used it Indeed. The 4 we have are the only 4 that applied that had the certifications necessary. So it wasn't like
Okay, so
anyone slacked on the job.
my
trying to
question
find
is,
them.
what do we pay a certified lifeguard?
So
It's gonna
we-
take somebody's life.
So we pay comparable to what Rutland Rec pays. We reach out to Rutland Rec
Okay.
every year to find out how much they're paying.
And what is that?
I would have to check payroll records.
Okay,
somewhere.
because I was told it was 18 to 20 for Rob Ketchum, and I don't know how accurate that is. But in
It's,
today's business world, to get qualified people for $18 or $20 that want to risk, that's a serious job. A lifeguard is a serious job, right? If somebody drowns on your watch for $18, I'd rather go work somewhere else with a lot less responsibility.
well, you have police officers making not much more than that.
No, but I'm just explaining my situation, and the other fact is if we were paying a little bit more, maybe you wouldn't have to rely on juniors and seniors. Maybe you could hire somebody that's looking for seasonal work, like from Killington or something like that, that would be interested with a little more responsibility, taking on the lifeguard position.
like I said, we reached out to
Yeah.
other rec departments in the area to find out who was paying what.
Mhm.
And we're in the middle of all of them. We're not the cheapest, we're not the most expensive. You know, we tried to be budget conscious. As far as Liz's decision to cut counselors' hours, she came to me before she had the conversation with those individuals.
Yeah.
She has two sets of counselors, those that are 19 and older.
Yeah.
And those that are younger.
Yeah.
Last year, we had a problem with some counselors were not quite as competent and as comfortable with children. It didn't matter their ages, whether they were the 14 and 15-year-olds or the 20-year-olds last year. So she needed more counselors on hand. This year, part of her staff, a good chunk of her staff came back as returning staff. They are comfortable with the kids. They understand the kids. They've been with the kids.
And that's my
And,
daughter.
and then the older kids that she has are also early education, that kind of thing for majors. So they've been in that situation. They know how to deal with it. So she came to me and she says, I have too many counselors. She says, I don't want to just let them go. I said, if they're doing their jobs, they're doing them well. And she didn't talk negatively to me about any of them.
But she did write to me directly. Exactly what my daughter brought home from the other counselors is what Liz told me directly on the phone last Thursday.
So I heard part of that conversation
Yep.
and I know she was trying to talk to you and you were cutting her off by the sounds of what I was hearing.
Well, that's funny. that-
Yeah, I know.
No, this is a personnel issue.
She did come to me before she cut anyone's hours and she said, what do I do? Because I don't want her to let kids go. I said, you can give them a choice. So she and I agreed, you know, your counselors, you can cut across the board their hours and tell them if they do not want to stay, give them a letter of recommendation to find employment elsewhere. So that's the way I left it with her.
Right, but in that respect, right, I mean, your cop out, your and Liz's cop out was to cut their hours till they quit.
That was not.
No, that, I mean, there's no kid gonna work 10 hours a week. So, and you dropped from 20 on Thursday to 10 on Tuesday.
I didn't get into it with the
No,
number
but
of
I'm just
hours.
explaining
yeah,
to you.
I think, well, yeah.
No, but I'm just explaining my side.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't wanna cut them, but you guys will just drain them financially, so they have to quit, and that's what happened. Two of them quit, so you guys achieved your goals. You got two of them to quit, to get rid of, because you cut them to 10 hours, and there's no kid that's 16 years old with a driver's license and gas can survive on 10 hours. So your and her agreement was cut their hours and then hope they quit and we'll give them a letter. That's what you just said, Ian.
I
So
said,
would you like Ann to follow up with you on this? Cause we do have to kind of move on.
No, I'm just
the
saying,
agenda.
but I mean, I understand. I see the process.
Yep,
It was to abolish enough counselors, cut their hours. Liz talked bad about them to other counselors.
I don't
so
know
what I'm
anything
saying
about
is,
that.
so
Yeah,
would you like her to deal with this and then
I mean, I don't.
and get
at
back
this
to you?
point,
Are you
we moved
wanting?
on to another,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
I just
But I'm
didn't know if
just
you wanted to get
saying that,
anything
You know,
further.
I'm moving on
Okay.
from Pittsburgh Rec.
Okay.
You
And,
know, and
yeah,
the.
and I am sorry that
town
that
in
was your
general
experience.
here, you know, I mean, you got a young person that wants to work, right? And what have we done?
No, I
Kick them
know.
when they're down.
I am sorry. That's how
So-
that all went down.
Thank
So,
you, thank you
yeah,
for bringing
thanks
your
for-
points to our attention.
thanks for
Yep.
letting us,
Yep.
yeah.
And I'm gonna head out, but I
Okay.
appreciate you listening and have a
Yep.
good evening.
Yeah, you
Good.
too.
Thanks,
Take
man.
care. Did we have any other public comment? Or move on to the agenda? I didn't know why you guys were here, that's why. Is it a secret somewhere on the,
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey Donna, did you have any public comment since we're just finishing up that part of it?
I don't know. Is Ann gonna get instated here tonight?
You missed that, yes, we did say that we offered her, the contract, we're still waiting on our attorney to actually produce said contract.
Did you sign in, Donna?
Yeah, so, but
So, yeah. So, yeah. All right, old business, Pamela Jackson driveway complaint update, so we already did a site visit, and what's the update on that?
So I talked to Tom Markowski today. The swale's supposed to go in tomorrow. That's
Okay.
missing along driveway. He's telling me they're going to make it right for the driveway, but he won't tell me how they're gonna make it right at the moment.
Okay,
So I'm still trying to converse with him. Our phone call, he was on his cell phone in Fairhaven and I could hear about
2 words.
2 out of every
Oh,
5
okay.
words he said. So we are going to have another conversation. Sean, Chad and I did meet with Wilkes today about all of the driveways needing to be, saw cut, that kind of thing. Wilkes feels that we looked at Jackson's driveway as one. I know that Pamela really wants Witherby's to fix it. We have Wilkes right here. Is one of the issues. And
Yeah.
so they did look at the driveway. They don't feel like it was lifted as far back.
Okay.
It was 2 workers for Wilkes. I think they've been there they've done
over 30 years.
Okay.
And he said he doesn't feel like it was lifted as far back as maybe we were told, that kind of thing, because all of the grass along the edges is like still exactly like over the edges of the asphalt and stuff. So we are trying to figure out how to best move forward with this, as well as the 2 other driveway complaints I've
I
received.
think it's pretty critical that Wilk has to be prepared. If that fix doesn't work properly, it's gonna be on
On
them.
them, yeah.
Come back and do it correctly. And that's, Markowski's have to know that that's part of
It's
the
on
deal.
them.
Yeah,
That
it's
part,
coming
not
out of what we
Markowski.
held back, cause
It should be.
it can
Murkowski's
please,
to
can you
begin
hold
with.
on one second? Let the select board talk, then we'll take it. I think it's really critical that we hold them to this, to do it correctly, and I'm fine with them doing it, honestly. I think they have the ability and know what they're doing.
I think the approach to this. We should figure out or get an idea of what Wilkes thinks should be done. We have Witherby's opinion. And then we've got to get a description of what's gonna be done. Run it by the property owner, because I understand there's more than one now. And figure out what the cost is gonna be.
How many total?
The other 2, we don't believe are gonna be a big issue. They just really want it saw cut, and they wanna make sure that the asphalt is to
Okay.
the depth of what
What it was.
they had. So we've gone over that with Wilkes today.
Okay. Anyone else?
If we're gonna have to make the decision of what's gonna be done in each driveway, we need to get a little more information. As to what Wilkes will do, we have Witherby's.
My concern is Wilkes wants to do this, what, next week?
Wilkes would like to put the base coat down tomorrow and then
Oh.
hold off on the
So-
top
Oh,
coat
oh.
until.
This is why,
We're not gonna have I don't think we can have a back and forth.
No.
We've got but it has to be done the right way.
yeah,
So that you're covered. That's the most important thing. I think we have to have buy-in from Markowski and from.
so
Wilk
before
that
they do any
if
paving.
there's another issue, you're coming back on your dime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I think has to be clear. But I,
Dave, do you have anything, on this?
No, other than, I mean, obviously, this is on Markowski's, correct? It's not on the town.
Yes.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, if we've got, what, 2, 3 driveways now, 2 of them willing to have Wilk do it, and then we have one that has somebody else. I guess, it certainly would be nice if the people that want Witherby's to do it would be willing to have Wilkes do it. If Wilkes can, give them the same guarantee that Witherby's does. But, that's probably ultimately going to be up to Markowski's because they're the ones paying for it. But we just need to make sure everybody signs off and whoever does it agrees that if it isn't right, it's on them. So we don't have to hear this again.
If Wilk does their work and then Witherby comes back, now you're gonna have 2 full jobs. See what I'm saying? Because Wilk can pour right up into the driveway. But if Wilk does his work and then Witherby comes, you got a cold joint
No, another one, yeah.
at the road
We've done all
as
of
well as the joint where they cut to the driveway again.
well, I guess right here, we can ask her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Is
Is
there
that
anything
gonna
you would
work
like?
to have them do the work and get it correct?
That driveway's 1.5 years old. And we were told that if it wasn't done, you were gonna have
wasn't done correctly, you'd have two scenes. And it would cause problem. In a year and a half, we would have to probably get a new driveway. So from our standpoint, we'd rather not. But if we don't have a choice,
That's the point I'm trying to make. If Wilk does the whole pour, they can continue their pour into your driveway.
Yeah, you're not gonna have.
They
a
do the
second-
road and then Withersby comes back,
it's
you're
gonna
gonna
have
have
to
a
be,
joint at the road and at the
Again.
stop cut.
So now you got
I
two
don't-
joints.
Right,
so that's not what I had before.
That's what
I
you end
agree.
up with though. That's the
right, so
problem.
that would be, so
So-
Will would be making it
If Will can
smoother.
do it and guarantee the work, or Markowski do the guarantee on it, is that gonna be okay with you?
I'll have to talk to my husband. What would you guys do if it's a year and a half driveway?
Well,
Tom, you're a friend of mine, what would you suggest to us?
I take the friend part out of it because I have to do what's
I know.
right, and personally, I would have Wilkes do it because you're gonna have one continuous thing from the road into your driveway. Otherwise, you're gonna have that break at the road, then if they go to do another break where they saw cut it, now you got two breaks. If Weatherby does it, personally, I'd have Wilkes do it if it's mine. That's just me,
So would I.
Yeah,
that's. Looking at it logically, with a guarantee, they're gonna, if it screws up, they're gonna come back and fix it.
Who's gonna get that in writing?
Oh my gosh.
so Markowski, is that what, they're prepared to do that?
I'd like to speak to your husband, call Ann in the morning. I mean, obviously, if they wanna get started.
Cause apparently they're gonna be doing some paving here in the next few days, so we don't have, we can't come to another meeting and decide we're gonna do this.
Right.
So it's decided to,
I feel like I'm being forced. Being honest with you,
I mean, the driveway will get fixed.
yeah, we're gonna
but
fix it.
not the way it should be.
How do we know that though? I mean, how do we know that?
So I'm taking the expert opinion of the person that installed the driveway.
Oh, well,
Wouldn't
we've
you?
got, well, we've got two good asphalt people.
No one in Wilkes has entered our driveway and said one word to us.
Did they look at it today, Ann?
We had Tim Rice there and we had,
Did anybody knock on our door?
Hold on, Chad, go ahead.
I just have a couple questions. What was Witherby's solution to redo your whole driveway?
No. It was $3,300 worth of damage.
So they,
He said they fractured underneath the driveway.
so they're gonna cut back to that,
Fractured, and then he said,
how far back?
I don't know, it's in the estimate, I'm not,
Okay,
I can't
I
pick it
didn't
up.
know,
We have
okay,
them.
I didn't know
We have
that part of it, so I wasn't sure.
I think it's where there's spray paint on her lawn.
yes.
Is that where Wilkes is gonna,
That's
Fixed
where
the
the
end?
crack is.
Okay, and that, oh.
They
that
found
was
a crack
far enough
yesterday.
then, well. Okay,
so
so,
it's further?
Hold on, let's let Chad finish.
yeah, we did look at it today, saw where that paint was. Wilk's opinion was. So what was it, maybe a foot and a half from where it was broken, cut back. So it's a couple foot deep difference between the paint and where their thoughts were. So, so I mean, either way, whether they saw there or saw where the mark is, there'll be that joint. I mean, I don't wanna speak for anything, but I mean, if we, for that little bit of difference of cutting back.
It's only like a 2 foot piece we're talking about?
Yeah.
Am I right, Ann, it wasn't a,
It wasn't a big difference
Well,
between
then-
where Wilkes thought it was
So if you
the
go do
damage.
Weatherby did,
and then where.
yeah, go to her mark and have it done.
yeah, I don't think. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess
And then it's
my
the same as
opinion,
if Weatherby's doing, it. It's gonna be done at where he
So
did
it
it.
Matters.
It's, I mean, it's not that far back to get the same result.
So let's do it and have it done with.
Yeah,
So yeah, and I guess if I can continue just for a minute. Yeah, well, won't be, they were hoping tomorrow, do the base. They had issues at the plant, so most likely it'll be next week, they wanna do that.
What's the rush? All of a sudden,
well, let's let Chad finish.
Well, it's been, I mean, we got the road ground ready. Ready for asphalt, they've done the work, they got a little bit touch up to do. If we leave it like it is now, then we will be out grading it all summer,
Yeah.
adding chloride once a week. So I mean, they get the base on. then that protects the road. Normally they were saying they do the base, then when they come back to the top coat, they would blend the driveways in at that time. And shared some of the concerns about doing everything so quickly. And they're, willing to do the base. Do the driveway. Base or leave the driveways till next spring, and come back and do top coat. So, those are the. But
So when they do their first layer, they're not gonna do the driveways? Is that what you just said? The base?
they weren't planning on it. They were going,
Different base.
what their plan was, do the base, they extend into the driveways. Probably a foot. And then, so then do the base, they were gonna go around, do our other paving that we have scheduled in town. Then they'd come back, do the top coat, and when they do the top coat, then they would blend in. That way, base within about a foot, top coat would overlap that base to the joint on the roadside. And they'd have all the driveways where needed to be.
All right, Dave has a question.
Okay, so Ms. Jackson, is your concern that Wilt doesn't have experience blending your driveway in? Is that your major concern with this?
I guess so. No one has come to me from that organization and said anything about, they would fix their driveway.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Chad, from what you know, does Wilt have experience doing what needs to be done to fix this driveway?
I had them for years, then I believe they do a good job. If you would like, I can, contact him from Wells and meet with you. Ms. Jackson, if you want to talk to him in person, I have no
Well,
problem.
I think it would be necessary
Okay,
for
I mean,
us to understand, because it was explained to my husband how whether he was going to do the job.
Yeah, so,
And I was not present when he spoke to him, so I can't speak to it, so,
I'm willing to,
okay.
Would that be
Yeah.
tomorrow? That he's gonna be up to do that, or?
I can try.
Is your husband around tomorrow with you to do that, or is that not?
Well, I won't be home tomorrow, but my husband will be in and out if we had a time, if someone could call us, would certainly he'll be around.
Yeah, I can, get your number tonight and give you a call when I get a hold of them.
It's reasonable,
Okay.
All right, great, thank you.
thank you. I'm a little disappointed.
Give me your number.
It's on the sign-in sheet.
Okay.
All right. Fire Hill concerns update. We have something from,
We have something
Jeff?
from Jeff and we have something from Gary.
okay,
So Gary at this point has said because no violations were ever issued throughout the time, that we basically need to start over with new violations, create a new file and go forward from there for each of the properties.
this is what,
Say that again.
we basically have to start over because.
We have to start over because no violation, no ticketing ever occurred on any of the letters of violation. And he said that the file was a hot mess. So the best start point is to start all over again with new violations and move forward with those.
Okay.
That's what Gary said.
Oh, that's what Gary said.
That's what Gary
Oh, I
said.
thought you said Jeff said that.
No,
Okay, I
no.
misunderstood. I'm sorry.
That's what Gary said.
Okay, all right.
Jeff and I took a ride today. Went to all three properties. He said all three properties are in better condition than they were the last time he took a drive. He will be issuing new violations for each of the three. We counted vehicles. I've taken pictures of those. We also visited several other properties in town that have violations, so we're not picking on just the forest with this. We took a drive. And there are, I think, 4 other properties that will be getting violation letters as well. Most of them are for too many. I don't want to call junk vehicles because I don't want to offend anybody, but vehicles that are obviously
Like
not
registered?
registered and inspected
Yeah.
and some are missing wheels.
Okay.
It's a fair way to say it.
Wheelless vehicles, we'll call them.
So that's kind of where we're at with the Fire Hill updates.
Okay,
I have gone back and forth with several, citizens in the last week
Mhm.
about various issues. I have talked to Ashley Forrest about her property twice. She's assured me that she's going to be working on it and has outlined a plan for cleaning it up. She's supposed to be contacting me weekly to stay on top of what is to be done and what has been done weekly.
That's great.
I have reiterated that we need stuff out of the right of way. The town right of way needs to be clear so that
Yeah,
our
that's the most
vehicles are
important.
going to be able to plow the roads, maintain the roads without damaging their goods or our equipment.
sure.
So I have tried to reiterate the fact that our right of ways need to be cleared.
Hold on one second. So does anyone on the board have any
I-
questions, comments?
I think it's great that we have agreement with one of the properties to at least have weekly check-ins
Yep.
and something's going on. And I knew they were in the meeting,
Yeah.
so that's great.
Right, I do too.
And I think the fact that you and Jeff did go around and make note of everything that needs to be dealt with is correct too. I think I commend you for doing that. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
We still have another not like another half of
Yeah.
town to do, but we've done about half of town today. He ran out of time. He had to be somewhere. So I made
I
sure.
think that's great.
No, and that's good, just to be fair too, because it's
Yeah.
been the focus on this one road, you know, and it's not just them. And it's, some of the stuff's gotten past what even is a violation of the ordinance. So I guess then the other thing is too, is just proper documentation and,
So Jeff is supposed to be sitting down on Friday, writing up documentation. Showing me the letters so that
Okay.
they can go out for all of the properties
All right.
concerned.
So the process is we send letters again.
We have to send a notice of violation of the ordinance,
Certified,
so that we mailed certified mail and
That's
regular
good.
mail, just as they were before.
anybody have anything else before I go to Greg? Go ahead, Greg.
So to try and go backwards from where you just left off. How much time do they have to answer to the letter that's sent to them? And if they don't ever open it, what happens then?
So I believe it's 30 days
30
from
days.
the date of the letter.
Yep.
And then it usually, it takes anywhere from 30 to 45 days for us to get certified mail back from the post office, and I can tell you that because of water set off notices I've sent or delinquent tax sale notices that I've sent. It does take that long for us to get them back. Once we get them back, I either usually have somebody hand delivering stuff into doors with photos sent to me of the certified mailings being served, or I have them hand deliver if the party is home.
Okay, you went for a ride yesterday with him or today? you
Today.
said? Okay, so when I saw Mr. Biazuzzi last week. He told me that he had everything, he went around to all the different properties last week. And had a list of violations that he was gonna send to the select board. That's a week before you're telling me that he's come up with a plan. So I think the man. I'm not feeling warm and fuzzy at all. How's that? Okay, that's number one. Number two, talk about right away.
25 feet from the center line of the road.
Okay, so what about Artie Junior's house? Got 5 vehicles in the right of way.
7.
5, oh, 7, sure. I started counting from the wrong place, because I put up posted signs yesterday. So. And I took pictures of them, so the first time one is gone. Not gonna end well. Yeah, so that kind of conflicting information there that you went out today. And he told me that he went out last week and had a whole bunch of stuff for you guys. What happened to that? That's what he needs to answer to that, because that was what he told me.
is that what went to Gary?
He had a huge envelope for Gary, but that was sent. It would have been a week ago last Friday. It would have been.
So Jeff hasn't presented you with any.
I have
information.
I have received 0 of Jeff's files.
All right, so we'll follow up with that, Greg. Donna, did you have something?
Yeah, I guess I missed something here. What should have been done that wasn't done? What did Gary say?
So tickets had never been issued for any of the violations, so he wrote letters saying that upon such a date, you should start receiving fines and penalties. And those fines and penalties were never served
Who was
on
supposed to do the tickets?
Jeff.
Jeff does.
Okay.
So we're gonna follow up and be
Okay, got it.
consistent. Does anybody else have anything else on this? Is there anything we haven't heard before, Greg?
It's a question,
Okay.
a question. So. Are you? As a team. Gonna keep in touch with Mr. Biasuzzi? And have a report for us every week? Cause I'm coming till it's done.
We won't have it
Well,
every week.
Yeah, and it
Like
won't be as
every
a,
week.
as a team. I mean, that's, it. So Ann will be the point person.
I
She's the
think that,
day-to-day town manager.
I think that this needs to be put at the top of the list. For whomever is involved that has to do anything, because this started 3 years ago and we're still at ground zero.
Okay.
I mean, it's absurd.
Yeah. Well-
Absurd. And yes, and I know there are other places in town, and now we're gonna deal with them too. Hoorah.
You passed ground zero.
What's that?
Past ground zero now.
Sure.
Yeah, it's.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
so
well aware.
yeah, that'll be,
Can I ask or say one more thing?
Yeah.
It'd be very unpleasant for me if someone in this room that's here right now were to go to Artie and tell him how much I am pushing on this,
Okay.
Chief Orful.
okay. Thank you for that. We're gonna move on. Alright, so we
I
took,
don't say anything to him.
we're gonna,
I'm the
gonna-
one that started the conversation.
Chief, we're gonna move on from this. Okay, we took tier 1B designation off, but we do have, our RPC mapping updates.
Thank you.
Yep, have a good night.
Absolutely. Do the same. Have many good nights.
So I had put in your packets emails back and forth between Logan and I about the mapping areas, and what may or may not qualify. Today, I got another one. I dropped off one of the maps that we had from our mapping exercise, and I had highlighted exactly where all of our town water is, thanks to Sean. Mapping, telling me where they all were. So Logan sent me an email today. It says, I just want to confirm that the town is requesting the areas depicted on the map to be designated as either planned growth area or village area, both of which are associated with the tier 1B Act 250 exemption. Your email suggests this direction, but I want to be sure I'm understanding this request correctly. I emailed him back and said, yes, everything that is highlighted on the map I gave you, we really would like to have in either planned growth area or village area to be able to be associated with the tier 1B Act 250 exemption.
Right, yeah, that was the whole point of it.
So I'm just letting you know, we're still working through the mapping stuff, but we've got to there. In his emails, he did mention, the rural categories. The distinction between rural general, rural agriculture and forestry, and rural conservation is intended to reflect levels of regional support for various land uses based on current conditions and long-term planning goals. Rutland Regional Planning Commission has chosen not to use these categories to impose restrictions beyond what is already permitted under local zoning or Act 250. So
Okay.
those 4 lower classifications, they're not restricting or
Right,
whatever with their 2026 plan.
So on the 19th email, they
Yes.
commented on the Route 7 and 3 corridors.
Yes.
Planned growth area is based on criteria, blah, blah, blah. The walking distance from a designated village center and being served by municipal water or sewer. Also outlines in state planning goal to avoid strip development along highways.
Highways, yeah.
Mapping for most of 7 and 3s as a planned growth area will not be approved. Yeah,
By the land use review board.
conflicting with state criteria, it's commercially zoned.
So
Doesn't have water and sewer.
it
Yeah, it
does, so when I highlighted it, that's where it comes into being a planned growth area due to the fact that it has water and sewer. So we're still working through that whole, how are we gonna deal with Route 7? Route 3 does not have a whole lot of water infrastructure, it's only in the first little section. So that's one of the areas that we're still trying to work through for the mapping.
Okay, so it's a.
It's gonna be an ongoing thing. It does take me a while to get Logan to respond.
Sorry, I keep forgetting to turn that way, so. Yes.
So, yeah, going back to this rural categories thing, yeah, that's nice right now. They've chosen right now not to do anything. But the fact they've got stuff that is not conserved as being conserved, I have a serious problem with that. Because they can change what they decide to do at any point in time. So it needs to be straightened out.
And I have told them that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Plus, there's a meeting tomorrow night you're welcome to come to.
Is that planning
Planning
commission tomorrow?
commission's meeting tomorrow, yes.
About
Logan
this?
will Be here.
What was that?
About what?
Logan?
Will be here,
Okay,
so.
They do have
that'll be
tier
good.
1A versus 1B on their agenda tomorrow night. for
all right,
planning
cool, then
commission.
yeah, we should probably,
They start at 6:30 tomorrow night.
all right, cool, thanks, Donna. I gotta let myself in, okay, so, ooh, wait. Sorry, yeah,
Any boards or anybody that has questions, water and sewer related? If they wanna know where our system is, I got a pretty good idea. They can always call me and ask me to come and I can bring maps. Or mark them out on the maps instead of trying to assume.
Yeah.
So we can get accurate information out there.
no, yeah, that's really good to know, thank you.
Did you say that was a 6:30 start tomorrow night?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that something you could have by tomorrow night,
What's that?
the maps?
Or is it? Honestly, I got a map in my pocket. 'Cause I can give you other access and we can bring it up and it's actually being on the screen.
Dan, I have it highlighted in
No,
my
that's-
office on it.
oh.
I do.
Consistent with looking at.
Yes, because he took his map and we had the big map and we
Did it.
hash marked it out. Mine's not highlighted the way I highlighted regionals, but it has the same exact information and I can show you the hash marks for beginning and ending lines.
Okay, great, awesome, thank you, thanks. Okay. Planning commission appointments for regular member and alternate member, so I believe, so we have. You have an alternate member that's moving up to a regular member, and you have somebody. That would like to be an alternate?
Yes, Nancy Goodrow. Who has a civil engineering background.
Who's going from alternate?
She was a listener.
Just trying to spell her name, hold on. What is wrong?
DAU, DREAU.
I knew there's a lot about, okay. Got it. All right, does anybody have any, questions, concerns?
So who's moving up to regular position?
Gordon Fox.
Gordon Foxes. It's going well. It's the-
Yeah, Nancy as alternate. We do.
A motion for these two. Applications with Nancy Goodrow as alternate and Gordon Fox going to
Second,
second position. Yeah.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Great, thanks. All right,
I'm recusing
Yeah,
myself
so-
from the audience.
excuse me, abandonment of Channing Lane paperwork, so this is something that got started a while ago, but the paperwork was
So-
never filed or.
I had a request from Mark to look back to see if we could find the paperwork where Canning Lane was abandoned or thrown up by the town.
Yep.
Took me a few days to find it in July 6, 2016. That's why I gave you the meeting minutes. It was voted to throw it up. For lack of a better term. And it passed unanimously 4-0. And we were supposed to, at that time, the board and town manager were supposed to do a paper that you now have in front of you that we need to agree to and sign to formalize this because it had never been formalized as far as we can find in any records here at the town clerk's office or in the town manager's notes packets, et cetera, that I have located in the basement. We had found the paperwork where it was ever.
You did, so all you have, all the information was simply just what was in the minutes?
And a little bit of hand scratched notes leading up to the minute,
Okay,
leading up to the meeting,
Yeah.
but that was it.
and the town hasn't been maintaining the road this whole time, and since when? When was, how long?
2016.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Long time ago.
Oh, Chad's gonna.
No, I was just gonna say, we didn't even maintain it before
Oh.
that point.
No. it goes-
Okay.
We haven't maintained it for
Yeah.
years.
Okay,
I remember going out to that,
Alright.
site for the,
okay.
yeah.
So what would this take a?
Just we need to make a motion to.
I know, do we have to ratify it or just vote to
Just vote.
pass it?
Dave has a question, please.
Hold
Well,
on.
no, I was gonna make a motion to approve this.
Yeah, yeah.
Ratify.
I'll second it.
Let's, I know, what are their specific language?
You need to have it ratified. It's already been approved. It
Yeah.
needs to be ratified
Okay,
and documents signed to
Yeah.
finalize the abandonment of
Okay.
Channing Lane to Mark and Andrea Winslow.
okay, so we
That's the
had
motion.
a motion.
And I
and
second it.
Second, any further questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 I,
Okay. Come back. Before we go to orders and payroll, let's do, tax rate discussion.
So we are very, very close to having the tax rate finalized. We are just waiting on Lisa Wright to finish up some information from grievances because they happened last Thursday. She's in this Thursday, then we should be good to go with the tax rate.
Okay.
Helen is trying to figure out when to have you guys finalize the tax rate. If you wanna wait and do it at the July 16th regular meeting, or if you wanna meet next week to just do the approval of the tax rate. She's trying to bounce between who's on vacation and who's not. Being do the
What's it?
Just wait till next meeting or do what do you?
She needs to know in order to get the bills.
So technically, our bills just need to go out because we don't charge penalties and interest for the August 15th or September 15th deadlines. Technically, we do not have to get our bills out until like September, October, because it's 30 or 45 days before your your due date where you charge penalties and interest. We don't do that this year until November 17th. So if we want to wait until the July 16th meeting to set the tax rate, that's fine. Helen's on vacation next week, the week of that, the 16th, and the following week, Pat's on vacation, so we're just playing. Who's gonna be on vacation and who's gonna
These
handle
bills
what?
usually come out in August.
No,
No.
last year they got mailed July 25th,
Yeah.
the week, or the year before that was around July 17th or 18th. It really depends.
We see you, hold on a second.
Last year it was due to the education rates taking so long because of all the revotes. This year we had everything as of, I think, yesterday. But we're just waiting on Lisa finalizing the grievances, which she was planning on doing tomorrow. So we couldn't vote on it tonight.
Dave,
so I am around next week, so I could do that. And from my perspective, the sooner people get these bills, so they know how much they are, the easier it's gonna be for them to pay them, so they can plan ahead. So, I mean, if everybody else is willing, I have no problem with coming in for a few minutes next week and doing it. That way it's done and we can get them out to people.
So do we wanna do Wednesday night or do we wanna do a different night next week? Or daytime hours or what works for everybody?
I'm available anytime, just doesn't matter.
Can't do it during the day on Wednesday, other than that, I got folks.
Do a
Can
regular,
be that evening, but. not
do our regular.
Wednesday,
the regular
Wednesday,
time.
do regular
6:30?
time.
At 6?
6:30.
Be to 6:30.
It would be
6:30?
the,
so,
so
but then that
the
means
ninth
you've
would
gotta
be-
stay here, well, and then, well, would you be able to
I
get?
could do it.
Okay. We'll make it right after, whenever you're done, like right after you're done here. What's,
what time
He
can
can't
you
make it.
meet on
Oh.
Wednesday?
I gotta be here in the evening, I can't be during the day.
right, so evening, like anytime after, what time's the town office closed?
4:30.
4:30.
That way you're not having to wait
Okay,
That's fair.
2 hours
Dave,
just for the one.
so,
Dave.
Yeah, Dave, does that work for you?
4:30?
4:30 on the 16th?
no, it would be on the 9th.
Right.
On the 9th.
4:30 on the 9th.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that should work for me.
Okay. I think this,
Because that's our next
and,
meeting.
okay.
Yeah, so I'll tell Helen next Wednesday at 4:30 and then we can print them next Thursday. That works. What?
That'll be the only thing on the agenda,
It's
correct?
the only thing on the agenda.
Okay.
All
So
right,
you don't have to be here, guys.
Not if Ann will do
No,
them.
I can go.
It'll be very long.
yeah, okay. All right, anything on orders, or payroll?
Did we get an update on
the
that
grader.
bill?
You
Not
know,
yet.
Oh, right.
We're still waiting.
You know,
Do they usually, I mean, is that typical though, that you use that same person? Have you used that same? Okay. I just didn't know if normally it would be broken down more than what we saw.
Obviously a rough handwritten.
Well, yeah, I know that it caused some, a little, not, I don't know if I wanna say concern, but people just wanted to
Yeah.
get a
no,
more
just-
specific breakdown of what it's per hour and.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
can, message them again tomorrow,
Okay.
just to get a hourly rate.
Yeah,
Like Ann said, we got the hourly rate, figure out how many hours.
true story.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay.
All right, anything else on the orders? All right, we can start signing those.
The ones in front of you tonight that you had at your places,
Yeah.
they're 2 different tax years, that's why there's 2 different warrants.
Oh, okay.
But that's one of them, and I put the other one in the back because I didn't have stickers on them. These I can't sign until they approve.
One.
Yes. Sign as I hand it to you. Zach.
Thank you, Susan.
That's the one.
All right, gonna be a Take you out there.
Sorry, you can do that.
There's two. Two.
Who? Really?
Two.
Tell me that last time.
One. One.
I'm gonna take them.
Yeah, some people need direction. for this, I know.
No,
I put,
Yeah, but they gotta be able to read it. Mrs. Hooker saw that.
you did? That's okay.
What did you do?
I saw that.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, I stuck my tongue on
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I got a funny for you after.
her. Well, I bet you do.
No, it's seriously, you're gonna, I bet you
Is
didn't
it?
think of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get in trouble.
That it?
You close your eyes. Hmm.
All right. Signing that, if I could.
we have to,
message-
we have to do liquor board.
Liquor
No,
board.
Dang, forgot.
Yeah, you
All right, recess select board and open up as liquor board. So we have a special events permit for the Lavender Festival, Rutland Beer Works and Vivarium Cellars LLC.
Apparently it's the same company because it's under Rutland Beer Works, but I hadn't ever heard of Vivarium Cellars LLC, so I put both names.
All right. And then we have a Dollar General second class license. So it's,
They can mostly approve both.
Second.
any other questions on either of those? All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye.
Okay. Okay, look forward to back into the board, and then now to nothing else. If I can have a motion to go into executive session in accordance with one BSA 313A, where freedom for general public knowledge would clearly place the municipality or person involved in a substantial disadvantage to discuss the appointment, employment, or evaluation of a public officer or employee, provided that a public body must make the final hiring or appointment decision and explain its reasons for the decision and open one BSA 313 to include the and chief of police. Comment about that. Hold on, don't to turn himself off. Mute yourself. Stop shuffling papers. Well, we haven't yet because I just read that I need a motion, but do you have a question about that?
Yeah, I do. I think last year we
Yep.
brought to your attention that they weren't keeping the landscaping up like they should be over at Dollar General.
Oh,
And the
okay.
same
But
thing's
that's not
happening
under
this year.
liquor, that's
Okay.
not under
Oh,
liquor
they're
board.
not feeding, they're
it's not on the agenda, we can't. do it.
Yeah, no, but we'll take that as a late public comment and we'll follow up with that. No, I've noticed that myself, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. no.
Okay, but, do I have a motion to go into
Motion to
executive?
go into executive.
Second,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. That ends our open part of our meeting. Thanks for attending.
Thanks, guys.
We gotta, guys gotta